Focus, focus.
What up? What's down with it, you? Yeah, man. Hey, it's about that time.
Alright, peace, y'all. What's good? What's good? It's your boy Cam Rock. Back again on Top Network, man. Hey, today's topic is a frequently asked question about Black Sun Products, the brand. And it's pretty much, I get a lot whenever I'm doing business with people or people take an interest into my business, you know what I'm saying? How did I get involved in the health food business? And yeah, I'm gonna talk about that today. But as most of y'all know, last video or one of the last videos was about me being thankful along this journey, with creating this business. So I said in that video that I would put something together. I was working on putting something together to kind of give back to the people, you know what I'm saying? So starting with every Wednesday for the next 30 days, I'm going to be giving away one free 16-ounce sea moss gel. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'll lace y'all up with all of those details, you feel me? So, yeah, getting into the topic of why I created Black Sun Products and what inspired me to get into this field. And one of the main things was starting off was, growing up in this Louisiana culture, we tend to not have the best diets or the best food options readily available, all the time. And then not even just that, a lot of our people wasn't informed on health at a certain period. Now health is becoming this trending topic. It's the thing to do now. Health is being put at the forefront of culture. We still at a deficit when it comes to this, but in 2026, people are rapidly catching up to what's going on with health and wanting to do better for themselves. Mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that. Just elevation for the greater good. All the way down to individual level. So, like, I didn't come from the best, I guess you could say, healthy family. You know what I'm saying? The best dietary. Just our people didn't cook the healthiest kind of food and live the healthiest lifestyles, to say the least, on that subject. So what happened was I ran into several health problems as a youth, and I figure everything happens for a reason. So, like, that kind of, with me having to deal with stuff like that at a young age, and to be honest, like, over this journey, it took quite a bit of time to kind of figure biology out and the chemical element of biology, our bodies, mixed with the food, the food that we put in our systems. One of the first people's information I ran across on this journey of knowledge of self, one of the first things was I wanted to kind of understand how the body works and what was going on with my body. And I developed stomach issues at a young age. I'm pretty sure people that was around for the first Top Network episodes, they might have heard me speak on this briefly. And people that know me know this, that yeah, I developed like stomach issues at a young age, and it just progressively got worse as I grew older. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to figure out how could I control that. In particular, it's like I had a stomach ulcer that was being developed at like 17, and around that time, man, I lived on greasy foods, snacks, processed foods, just not really knowing better. Um, and yeah, man, I also had like real bad allergies in this time period, and like so I suffered severely through allergy seasons. You know, always having mucus blocked up, staying congested, constantly sneezing. So yeah, I wanted to figure out how could I deal with this outside of taking medicine, because it just kind of really got to a point to where I was having to take more and more medicine, but wasn't getting any results from the medicine. So that led me on this journey. Like, man, I can't. I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm also a competitor. I grew up an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So the fight was on. I couldn't give up. I started to uh, reflect on like my life, and certain moments happen in your life for a reason. So like I guess I would consider myself to have somewhat of like a photograph memory, I guess you could call it. A photographic memory. So like this situation led me on to the spiritual journey. It wasn't just a health journey. It got deeper and in depth into like you know, like I say, a spiritual journey. So along the spiritual journey, it led me to finding knowledge of self, understanding biology, how all of this stuff is interconnected to each other. And I ran across, first it was Dick Gregory. Yeah, Dick Gregory talked about healing, and you see that's how you know the difference between uh, you know, people that's growing up in this TikTok era versus the people who's been in tune with this information. Like I started with Dick Gregory. Now you know a lot of other people. Everybody has their own initial moment to getting them on this path, and and I said all of that to say Dick Gregory. You have to have you have to be a special type of person to be able to digest a Dick Gregory video or a message, especially in a certain era. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I want to say shout out to Dick Gregory, Rise in Power to Dick Gregory, and you know, shout out to the family. The second person I ran across on the health journey was Dr. Sebi. And then from what I learned from Dick Gregory, it just went to the next level as I started to tap in with Sebi's mission and message. You know, it was definitely relatable in those moments, and definitely a need or a thirst that I was looking for when it comes down to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, in order to receive this kind of information, you have to be ready for it. You know, it's a lot of people I know around those times that I was trying to inform about this information, and it was just like blasphemy. Like, you know, a lot of people couldn't receive the message. They didn't get it. You know, and you know that's what leads us here today. You know, it was a big old rush for people in natural medicine after you know this stuff was popularized. So the people who was on it, like we were stuck with a plethora of information from studying people like this, Dr. Sebi, Dick Gregory, Layla Africa, and the list goes on. You know, so many people after you. It's like when you get onto their frequency and you start to resonate with it, it's like everything else, like you start to run across so many other people and it's like connecting dots. You feel me? So that was one of the main things what inspired it. Like I had my own health issues that I was dealing with and wanted to just kind of figure out on my own, like how could I do it, because I didn't know which direction to look in. You know what I'm saying? I started to pray, meditate on the situation, and then Spirit led me to the teachers. They say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and that's exactly what happened. You know, and then another thing was, it's like I had health issues, but a lot of people that I know around me was dealing with some form of dis-ease, or you know what I'm saying, something dealing with health. And I lost a lot of close people throughout the years when it comes down to dealing with health. And so I wanted to put my family members on it, you know what I'm saying, on what I was doing, how I went from dependent upon medicine that eventually over time taking more and more stopped working for me to Nah, I don't use medicine like Western medicine at all. You know what I'm saying? I stick to natural things. So like I wanted to put my people on. I wanted to help the people that was around me. And I knew over time, like going on this spiritual journey is like, man, I knew over time that everything would swing back around, you know what I'm saying, to full a 360-degree angle and then bam, a circle to where people would want this information, you feel me? Especially after they see you living in your purpose with it, you know what I'm saying? And it's actually working, you know what I'm saying? It's something that's actually beneficial. It's like nobody just talking and trying to sell something to you that we not confident in. It's like, nah, this is the real deal right here, and you should see for yourself so you can make your own, you can get your own take on it and get the benefits that we receiving from. So yeah, just to put the first heal myself, then secondly, I wanted to put my people on to it too, so they could benefit off of what I've learned. You know what I'm saying? So not gatekeeping, to say the least. Uh, Secondly, another thing with why I created this was I've seen uh, the way the world was going. You know, like people needed this kind of information because it was so much people, or so much corporations and entities that promote things that's not good for us. I wanted to be able to create a business that, that subconsciously promoted something that was good for you. You know what I'm saying? So, as much as you see, uh, I don't want to say no names, but corporations, they commercials and things like this, I wanted to be able to jump in that algorithm with something that's good for people. So um, be able to, yeah, I guess you could say compete because we're not really competing, but at the same time, just put something out there to where, um, you will get another perspective of something that tastes good, but also is beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get some nutritional benefits out of it, some kind of health benefits out of it, and you can feel good about eating it because, yeah, man, it's also healthy for you. Yeah, man. So yeah, I wanted to reverse karma. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much reverse times that maybe I wasn't so much a good influence. When a person has a calling and feels strongly about something that's not trending, something that's not mainstream, cool or whatever, and then they take it upon themselves to uh, wanting to publicize these kind of ideas and businesses, like it's making a statement. It's making a statement. So I wanted to combat times that my influence might have been negative on a collective scale because I started to notice no matter how big of a scale you might think it is, how small of a scale you might think it is of whatever you're doing, somebody is always watching. Whenever you living in your purpose and you setting out good examples, whether it's good examples or not, somebody is always watching. You feel me? So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to create something that would be impactful to people, and also, like I say, to inspire people because it's like we seeing so much influence that's not so much beneficial to our longevity as a whole, as a collective on the planet. So yeah, I wanted to blaze the trail with something that was impactful and a positive light, for people to tap in with, man, and can be inspired or motivated as well as get healthy. You feel me? And this is pretty much just a little tidbit, you know what I'm saying, of the reasons why I created my health food business, Black Sun Products. And also, I want to say I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for being a supporter of everything that I have going on throughout the course of these years. You know, it's been a long journey coming. You feel me? Like building up to this point. So I want to say, give thanks, man. I'm grateful for everything, for everybody, and the giveaway on how you enter. You go on to follow our page on social media, Black Sun Products, or Ramos on Facebook, and comment your favorite either product or your favorite CMOS gel. Post in your story, tag us, and that's gonna count as one entry. And over the course of these 7 days of the giveaway, if you do one of these posts each day, that's gonna count for one entry, another entry. So if you do one today and then you tag us in it, that's one entry. And then you want to wake up the next morning and you want to make another entry. You follow the same steps, and then that's gonna count as another entry. So yeah, man, we excited about this. This is something new that we are working into our schedule and repertoire, and the more we expand, the greater we gonna get at this. You feel me? And you know, add on to what we doing. You know, the website, we rebranding the website, adding a few more things onto it. We working on giving y'all a subscription based model for the loyal customers who want the special treatment of getting some great deals on these products. And also, if you are local in the surrounding areas, you know, we'll personally come and deliver these products to you. You feel me? So yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, man, so by the time this drop, man, y'all go ahead and start getting those entries in, and we're gonna rock and roll. Every Wednesday we will be giving one free CMOS to a special person. You feel me? A special supporter. So I want to say appreciate y'all for tapping in, tuning in with the boy. You feel me? And that's Cam Rob with Top Network and Black Sun Products signing out. Until next time. Peace.